Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are talking about FuelCell energy stock. FuelCell is a company operating in the energy generation and management sector and has developed several alternative energy generation methods over the years. Its appeal is on the first hand the fact that generators use natural gas, the power of the generators, which is more environmentally friendly compared to the conservation generators. Many retail investors initially discovered fuel cell because they were looking for the fuel cell startups that are looking to develop hydrogen based solution. Of course, so the company is manually using natural gas, but nevertheless it fits the profile of many retail investors who decide to put their money in the company's stocks. Initially feel so to suffering of the population of hydrogen, a bit like EV companies are suffering on the high stock price of Tesla. Fuel Cell has been operating for decades and it world established company with a stable and predictable cash follows. In a way, it's an established company with renewed demand and curiosity from the rest of market. The trading volume of fuel cell has recently been 22.7 million shares compared to an average volume of 25 million shares over the previous 52-week period. Its price has fluctuated between $4.83 and $29.44. The market cap of Useful is currently $1.9 billion compared to the enterprise value of $2.75 billion. In its enterprise value, the difference between the market cap and its enterprise value is the premium or discount financial market is willing to allocate to the company based on its current fundamentals, leverage, asset composition and macroeconomic traits. Some of the examples of impact by leverage is if the company has a lot of debt, then the market may feel uncertain about the company's capacity to pay back its interest and principals, which in turn may negatively impact as profitability and sovereignty. Another key element to understand why there may be is the asset composition of many companies, and it especially true for growth true companies. For many of those, one of the most significant asset they own is goodwill. Goodwill is basically an of the market that the company is able to generate more profit and have been growth that other companies, partially because it has a good management, a stronger brand recognition, bigger following online and so on. It's the other words is not a tangible asset that company may use. However, it's often the reason why some companies are perceived to the trading at a discount because the market cap is lower than the enterprise value, which is the value of market, giving the asset once that are paid off without being said. Is the case of FuelCell. My feeling is that the company is subject to a lot of suspective elements. So this is why whenever there are not looking the good, a lot of people would immediately sell. A lot of people would immediately sell their holdings. This is also symptoms of something that may happen when a company has most of its shares among the retail shareholders in companies or to its historical price fluctuated. The stock is 10% higher than the 1 month low, 10% higher than a 3 low and 10% higher than a 1 year low. In terms of the optional market, which often give a hint to the market sentiment on where the stock price is likely going to head toward, the impulse volatility is 93.5% compared to historical volatility of 89.7%. A put call volume ratio is currently at 0.49. The most recent volume of option trade has been 4,000 contract a day compared to the third day average of 45,000. The most recent volume of open interest has been 4,18,000 contract compared to 30 they are reached. To shareholder structure, initially shareholders sold 41% of its outstanding shares. The biggest shareholders includes BlackRock. The range of shareholders structure is important here to determine whether you should be holding the stock long term or view it as a short term volatility play. If the stock is manually held by retail traders, and maybe it is a sign that a stock locks the debt to justify long-term trust from shareholders. Of course, there are a lot of experience from what I just said above, but usually the consumes it the should be at least 25 to 30% of initial participation for the stock to be perceived as a sound investment, not just a short-term trend. Let's also look at the short interest percent in the stock, which is the amount of position that aimed the profit if the share price falls lower. Sometimes if there are significant short interest is the total volume, it can be a sign that there is no or arranged shorting operation going on, like what has been going on GameStop AMC. The current is short and just 12.9% of the total float and 43.4% of the dark pool transactions. Let's also take a look at the indicators, and financial indicators give a suggestion of what the price movement are suggesting that, but they can also be used at one of the elements to consider what should the overall approach. They are showing one so 9 neutral and 1 buy. Overall the trading shown by the oscillators, it's natural the moving average of the past price. The overall tendency from the participation of moving avengers is a strong sell. The moving average can be used to determine whether the stock is overbought and oversold compared to its previous price fluctuation, which can be used to see if your trade is successfully well timed in terms of pivot points, which are levels of support and resistance in the price trends. The support levels are $4.05, $4.44, and $4.82. For the resistance level, they are $7.86, $8.92, and $8.51. Looking at fusion from both a corporate and equity perspective, FuelCell is a decent company with an established history, but like the rest of the market, it's subject of being influenced by the current element actually compared to the other growth stage companies. I would say the FuelCell may be more unvaluable. So macroeconomic changes as well, which are happening right now, feels so is massively owned by institution and retail traders expecting to do well, also to be able to last. But maybe in addition to those typical reasons, I think that there is also an equation is retail traders mine a fuel cell equations. Hydrogen market participants and more especially retail traders are attracted by the companies because its name carries the word fuel cell, which correspond to a narrative that leads to people believing that a company is going to the sector. This is not case since fuel cell is mostly operating as a natural gas and really in hydrogen. My opinion on the company remains that is worthy of your time and deserve to remain on your watch list and maybe is your portfolio if you are risk tolerance, because in a way we are hoping for the start to have a lot of demand for retail traders who assume that fuel cell always means hydrogen. To be honest, even if it sounds bizarre, it has worked in the past and nothing suggests that it won't happen once again. In terms of its price action, the overall trend seems to be ranging between different peaks and same support line over time, which has proven to be sold support for the time being, and rebounds is expecting to happen sometime soon, even if for the moment we are not certain where the stock is going to land for its peaks. My recommendation is to make sure that your exposure in fuel cell is a maximum of 0.5 to 1% of your portfolio at the bit in small batches as we are forward with the. I would to say that previous peaks are a good place to look. So thank you for watching.